Ozzy Osbourne did an AMA on Reddit. For those of you who aren't on Reddit, that stands for Ask Me Anything. It's where Ozzy Osbourne goes on this forum and answers any and all questions, regardless of what they are. Ozzy posted a picture of himself verifying that it was him holding a sign, posted on his official social media accounts. We know this was Ozzy, and he had a lot of great and insightful stuff to say, so much so that I don't really know what to call this video other than checking out Ozzy's AMA, because he said so much cool shit here. So let's just get right to it. All right, I think I got that big enough where you can read it. It says, "Hi Reddit, I'm singer, songwriter, and entertainer. I'm Ozzy Osbourne, also known as the Prince of Darkness. My first new solo album in 10 years, Ordinary Man, is out now. Ask Me Anything." And here is the proof that this is Ozzy. Holding it right there, as you can see, it's definitely Ozzy Osbourne. He looks very stoked, and as my friend Rob from Metal Injection pointed out, that is a very, very nice coffee machine that he has. All right, first question. Hi, Ozzy. My name is Carolina. I'm 18 years old, and I'm a huge fan. My question is, I noticed a lot of songs in Ordinary Man are very personal, and it kind of looks like you were saying farewell to your friends. That's what a lot of people thought, but then yesterday you said that you plan on putting out more albums in the future. So did we interpret the message wrong? What were you really trying to say? He says, after my neck surgery, I was feeling pretty down, so I was not going to write how happy I was being in agony. So it wasn't an intention to do that. It was mistaken, as I am going to do another album next month. That's awesome. By the way, Ordinary Man, I'm not just saying that. What a great record that is for those of you who checked it out. Did you see that? Let me know in the comments down below. Next question, you're considered a huge icon in the music industry, and you have a massive fan base around the world. I'm sure you met so many fans and have some really interesting stories to tell. Can you give us some examples of the craziest experiences you've had? Ozzy said, I was on the bus after a show and we were driving for about 7 hours. We stopped at a truck stop and a guy walks up and hands me a piece of the Bible. I asked, where did you come from? And he said he'd been following us all night. People follow me like I have magic powers. I don't. If I did, I would give them away. Another person, did you have another album planned, or do you want to make another? And do you have a favorite from Ordinary Man? He says, I'm making another album while I can't tour. I can make music. What I learned from Ordinary Man, it got the juices flowing again. People say they can write the best songs when they're unhappy, and I was unhappy last year. I don't have a favorite song from Ordinary Man because I was writing a new song every day. How cool is that? The producer of this record, at first, I was very optimistic about it. I was very, I hope this is good, but I'm not sure if it's going to be good. He needs to keep working with that producer because he's very effective at getting Ozzy at his best, and he needs to keep working with that guy. It's Post Malone's producer, and he's a total pro, and he's very, very good at what he does. And I thank him for working with Ozzy and doing such a great job on that record. And so he says, after I do this doctor's run, I'm going right back into the studio to make another album with Andrew Watt. If it comes out anything like Ordinary Man, I'll be well pleased. Andrew Watt, the producer of the record. Ozzy, you are a hero and an inspiration to millions. I am dying to know what your favorite brand of socks to wear is. I can't seem to find a pair of socks that I feel comfortable in. I was wondering what socks are worn by the Prince of Darkness. He says, I have a massive collection of crazy socks. I don't like plain socks. No brown. I like to have some crazy shit on the side, like fuck off on the side. If that's not the most Ozzy thing, I can't imagine what is. Okay, hi Ozzy. I've been a fan since I was a kid. I was always difficult to listen to your music growing up because my mom thought you were in league with Satan and Bandit from the House. She's at my place right now listening, and it would be absolutely make my day if you would have a few words that I could pass along to her. He said, don't be stupid. It's only music. And Satan says hi. Hi, Ozzy. I want to say that I love your music, and I wanted to ask people what it's like to play in front of millions of people through your majestic career. What's your favorite show you can remember and why? He says, it's the best feeling in the world, better than sex or drugs, the best feeling in the world, or the worst when I'm not performing. You can definitely tell this is Ozzy. Maybe someone's typing it for him, but he's definitely answering because he said things like that before, and I really, really love his candor. Hi, Ozzy. Can you tell me something about your collaboration with Elton John? Sir Elton John, I really like both of you. You are legends for me. He says he's been a family friend for many years. The song Ordinary Man reminded me of Elton. I asked my wife if he'd be willing to play. Sharon and Elton are really good friends. He says, she said, give him a call. He can only say no. And he called him and he said yes. Asked, what do you think about people getting tattoos of you? Ozzy says, for one, I'm flattered, honored, but it's there for life and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. It's a bold statement to have my name or face on their body forever. When they're old, will they regret it? People are getting a lot of tattoos nowadays. And this is kind of reminds me of an episode of the Osbournes when Ozzy was talking to his son Jack and saying, if you want to be unique, don't get tattoos because everybody's getting tattoos nowadays. Hey, Ozzy, I've been a fan for as long as I can remember. I'm turning 20 soon and still unsure what I want to do with my life. Do you have any advice for me or anyone who is still searching for what they're truly passionate about? I don't know. Do what you like. That's a very difficult question since I don't know you. What do you like to do? Hey, Ozzy, what would your 16-year-old self think of the life you've lived and the achievements you've lived along the way? He says, I suppose he'd be very happy. When I first started, I remember thinking, this will be all right for a couple years, and 50 years later, I'm still doing it. Hi, Ozzy. Even if you have someone do your business, tour, work, and life schedule for you, how do you manage to fit everything in? What is your advice for coping with endless demands on your time? Doodling is my favorite, gets me out of my head, and my form of meditation slows me down. Ozzy, you've mentioned this was your first album to be recorded 100% sober. Do you find it easier or harder in your creative process recording sober? People are really asking some great questions. I don't really think about it. I just did it. Drinking is not on my mind anymore. It's taken a back seat in my mind. Since you've drank with Andre the Giant, legendary pro wrestler Andre the Giant, are the stories of his ability to put them down true? Talking about throwing them back. You know what I'm saying? He says, oh, I lost my place. Sorry, since you've drank with Andre the Giant, are the stories of his ability to put them down true? He says, yes, he would drink vodka and cranberry in a jug and would drink a 6-pack of beer while they waited for the jug to be made. He would drink and never get drunk. Not a question, just wanted to remind you that your fans' top priority will always be your health. We don't care how long it takes to get on the road. We just want to see you healthy. We'll be right here whenever you get better, Oz. He says, thank you very much. I just wanted to thank you for helping me on my life and saving me. I know this was hard to read, but you saved my life and you are an inspiration for me. Thanks for your art. Thanks for your music and thanks for being yourself. Keep rocking. He says, thank you. Thank you. When you think about Lemmy, what's the first memory that comes to your mind? Love you so much. His apartment, Lemmy to me was the ultimate metal guy. He lived it, slept it. He wasn't one thing and then another. He was Lemmy on and off stage. What a nice guy he was. Hey, Ozzy, thank you for all the great sounds and incredible performances. How do you stay creative at this point in your career? Is it a chance to say something new or perfect, what you've already created? Thanks for everything. The world still needs you and Bob Dylan. He says, I don't know, but I'm glad I do. Someone else wrote, hey, Ozzy, when did you learn how to sing and any tips for songwriting? Thank you. He said, I just started singing. I've never really thought I was a great singer. I just did it. The greatest singer that ever was Whitney Houston. Have any advice to young musicians who are trying to make it in the industry? He says, if you're serious about what you do, I suggest you write as much stuff as you possibly can. When you break it, there'll never be enough songs. Hey, Ozzy, do you have any good memories or stories from working with WWF at WrestleMania or Raw? He says, when I first went to WrestleMania, I met Andre the Giant and we would go drinking together. I was very, very sad when he passed away. Another question, how are you still with Sharon? What's the secret? He says, I've not been the best husband in the world. I have my moments, but there's only been one woman I've ever really loved to put up with me and my effing ass. She's got to be special. There's so much more. He was pretty much up there all day yesterday answering questions from fans. And if you want to read the entire AMA, you can go there, and I've linked to that in the description. Great to hear from Ozzy, and his album Ordinary Man is out now. It's truly a great record. Buy it, stream it, however you listen to it. Just do it. Anyways, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us today at Rockfeed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you all very soon.